Oh. Well, now you guys see what it's like to experience sim racing. Yeah. So I'm gonna take you guys on a journey with me down the rabbit hole that is sim racing. I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on this journey, and I've wasted money along this journey, as well as I've found the sweet spot. And that's exactly what I want to share with you guys, help you guys not waste money, not get sucked into this never-ending rabbit hole where the budget can become unlimitless for those who have unlimited budget. But we all got budgets, right? So I got to share my story. So let's start here. You're probably like me and you like cars or you love racing games, which leads to a possibility you wanting a sim racing rig. Now for me, as a child, I've always wanted a racing wheel to play my racing games that I love so much. But now that I'm an adult and I can purchase one for myself, I decided to do just that. The unfortunate part is I purchased the wrong one. Now, this right here is my very first sim racing rig attempt. This is a Thrustmaster TS XW Racer. Came with the nice Alcantara wrapped wheel, which is legit. And it also came with a set of very basic, very entry tier pedals. Now, this is Xbox and PC compatible, but the real point of conversation is the technology inside of this. This is a belt-driven system. There's another technology out there, and it's called direct drive. Now, I knew about direct drive before even grabbing this here Thrustmaster. The problem with direct drive systems typically is the price point of entry for something that you don't even know if you're gonna love or enjoy. So I was like, maybe I'll get this whole system. It has the pedals along with it. It has a steering wheel, which you can swap these steering wheels out. A pretty nice system, right? And I can see if I really want to do this. I also grabbed a metal platform that holds just the steering wheel and the brake pedals in a sturdy fashion, along with a monitor mount. I grabbed all of these things and I set up a space in my very small room at the time. You're gonna need space for this. But I put it in the corner, I set it up, which was 2 years ago and some months. We're picking up now. But here's what happened, right? I grabbed it and I'm like, I just want to see if the experience is worth it. That's a very expensive expense just to see if you would like something. I experienced it, I drove it, and then I found disappointment, which is the reason why I wasted my money. That entire project in its entirety was a waste of money in the fact that I wasn't satisfied with the technology of the belt-driven system. That, you hear the belt? No. The world of sim racing and rig building is expansive. It's a huge rabbit hole. The budget can go from here to here. And I say that with no exaggeration. But nevertheless, the reality is I truly always wanted direct drive. I just was afraid to take that leap. And I was like, well, maybe I'll spend $1,000 essentially, and maybe a little bit more than that. I'll see if I would enjoy sim racing. Well, guess what? I enjoy sim racing. I just did not enjoy the technology I chose, which was not the technology I actually wanted. So I say this to say to you, if you are researching this and direct drive is what you want and the price kind of has you hesitant, do not skimp on direct drive and go with a belt-driven system if that's not truly what you want, because you're gonna probably find disappointment. Maybe you should take some time and save so that you can purchase it with ease of mind. But my point is, do not cut corners, do not slack out, because you're gonna waste your money in the end. There's a saying like, buy it nice or buy it twice, and that's exactly what happened to me. The beauty is, from 2 years ago when I purchased this system to now, the direct drive market has exploded, and there's a lot of variety and offerings. So many. I found disappointment in that. It got shelved, it got pushed off to the side. I did not play it because I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy the pedals that I had, and I did not enjoy the belt system. It didn't have the feel and the immersion that I was actually going for. Literally, 2 years later, I go into Micro Center. I'm on the website. Let's be real. I'm gonna be honest. And I see they're having a sale on a direct drive system from a company called Asetek. All right, so I'm in here. I just had a conversation with someone who actually does sim racing here at Micro Center, and I'm gonna recommend to you guys before even like purchasing, just talk to someone who does it. What they have is at a great price point right now. So I'm gonna double check the pricing when he come back out here, make sure that what I saw is what it is, and then yeah, we out with it. Major shout out to Asetek for what they do and what they create and their system, their ecosystem that they have. I did a lot of research and I was actually looking at their La Prima system, and that's what I wanted. And the fact that their systems, even if you start off at the lower tier of their system, you can upgrade. You can buy upgrade kits for the pedals and just add on the portions that are missing, because essentially all of their stuff has it's a similar structure, and there's upgrade kits, especially around pedals and brake, clutch, things like that. You can upgrade those. I'm on Micro Center's website. I've done a ton of research. Asetek has caught my eye, and I see the Invicta on sale. Oh, you talking about? I got some weight on it. We done went head first into Asetek. Now the Invicta is not their La Prima bundle or their La Prima tier, which is the tier I was sold on. The Invicta is their top tier. There's the La Prima, there's the Forte, and then there is the Invicta. How did I end up here, bro? How? Invicta wheelbase. There's the Forte Formula wheel, and then there was the Forte pedals, all on sale at a decent price. So I bit the bullet. I said I'm not slacking this time, although I wasn't trying to go Invicta, but it was on sale. That was a huge... that was a chunky expense for an experience that I wasn't even sure if I would love. But I was sure from my research, and I was so sure from me making a wrong mistake with the Thrustmaster that this was the way to go. So I did it. I said, screw it, we're going all in. But here's the thing, when you get a direct drive system, you need a platform or you need a sim rig that can accommodate direct drive, that can accommodate high torque systems, because this is like crazy torque Newton meters. So I need to find a seat. I didn't want the big, crazy, expensive sim rig just yet, because I wasn't sure. And I got to think about space and setup. I found something called the Playseat Trophy System, and I loved it. I did my research. I actually found it because Logitech had a collaboration with them, and the Logitech direct drive wheel, all that stuff was like, ooh. But I was already, in the Asetek system, so I needed the seat. I was gonna get the Logitech version, but then I found they had a red and black version, and red is my favorite color. So after waiting for it to come in stock, stalking their website, these things must be hot, I don't know. I caught it, grabbed it. And then I also grabbed the gear, basically a shift gear edition for this, right? I built it. I still have my monitor stand left over from the first sim racing build attempt. So I was able to recycle that, build it, put it together, drilled all kind of stuff, did everything I needed to do to get this setup going. And when I tell you, I finally found the technology that I could love and enjoy sim racing in. I finally had space for it. I finally came to have my sim racing build. But the story isn't over just yet, because I told you guys I was looking at the La Prima tier from Asetek because I like the price point. I like that you can do La Prima pedals and upgrade them to Forte or upgrade to Invicta and so forth. So I was like, man, you can really start at Asetek on the La Prima tier and work your way up. I reached out to Asetek, and I'm like, yo, I want to talk to guys. I want to, work together. I want to make something happen, because in my mind, yes, I have a setup. I have the direct drive build, and I want to make this video about this project and teaching people how not to waste money. But you're going to show them the top of the line Asetek wheelbase, which is crazy expensive. That's not how I operate. I think about everyone in all budgets and all tiers, which is why I wanted to get my hands on the La Prima so that I can offer and speak about and use and experience what I think is the sweet spot in sim racing. So I reached out to him and I said, yo, I want a La Prima. I even showed him I had the Invicta and he's like, yo, so why are you hitting me? Listen, I want the La Prima wheelbase and I also asked for a clutch. I asked for the Invicta clutch though. Due to me being busy, I had to wait. Finally now. I'm sorry Asetek, it took me a minute to get to this point, but I got the MetaQuest 3S and I'm doing sim racing in VR and I'm loving it. I'm like, now's the time. So I took my Invicta wheelbase off, set up the La Prima wheelbase. I put it into place of my Invicta and I did VR sim racing with it as well as just flat out sim racing. And I now in this rig setup have a handbrake and I have my gear shifter set up because my goal is to learn how to drift. My goal is to learn how to drive just in general better as a race car driver. My goal is to experience many race cars that I probably won't get a chance to experience in real life, maybe not, and just enjoy this sport, this hobby, and this realm of sim racing and what it is. And there's some room for evolving beyond where I am now, so this is not the first video, but the La Prima. I put that bad boy on. Again, I finally have a handbrake and a shifter that I got both from Sim Magic, I believe. I wanted it to be a good shifter, and I wanted it, this one you can use sequential or you can use H pattern. Right now I'm just strictly in H pattern. There is a higher end one out there that costs a lot more money. There's higher end pedals that cost a lot more money. They give you even more immersion and feel. There's ways you can get your whole sim racing rig to actually move. And there's even higher end VR simulator. Man, the rabbit hole. Let's reel it back in. So now I got a sweet spot setup. I put the La Prima on there and I use it and I love it. Now it maxes out, I think, at 12 Newton meters and I'm running it at about 8 Newton meters. I'm in Assetto Corsa. I'm driving this crazy Toyota Supra or whatever my heart desires on canyon roads, on wherever. And I absolutely enjoyed it. I went from here with the, Thrustmaster to up here with the Invicta, not by choice, just kind of happened that way. And then back down to here, the sweet spot on the La Prima. My, experience is broad, which is why I can talk to you with confidence and recommending the La Prima Direct Drive from Asetek or something on that tier. That's where I would say go. If your heart is with Direct Drive, that is the sweet spot, somewhere around there, that 12 Newton meter. You don't have to use it all the way up at 12 Newton meters, but the beauty is even if I use it at 8, even if I use it at 6, there's extra information and extra detail being given to you. But my goodness, the sweet spot is the Asetek La Prima. You don't have to do a crazy wheel. Again, I got the La Prima. Is it the La Prima button set? Hold on. So I have La Prima wheelbase, La Prima button core with a nice Alcantara round wheel. I have the Forte pedals and, gas and brake, which I'm not gonna lie, good pedals equals an added point to the sweet spot in the immersion. I have a really nice clutch pedal, but you want a good seat, like this play seat trophy system that I got. You can pull it up to like a TV setup and run it that way. The beauty of it is you can run a direct drive wheelbase on it. Nice, solid, sturdy enough system. But again, I'm just coming back to the whole point of this video is find the sweet spot. Don't undercut, don't overshoot. Find the sweet spot, and that's where you'll find happiness in the sim racing world. I'm gonna be creating a ton more sim racing content and just sharing all of my journeys within it. I would love to work with more companies. I would love to experience more products. I would love to share so much more with it because this is a area that I have a high passion for and I enjoy. I enjoy driving fast cars. I enjoy the experience and the technology and where it's evolved to. It's well beyond what I wanted when I was just a kid and I just saw a wheel and I was like, oh, that'd be cool to have a wheel and a gas pedal and brake. Well, now you got feeling in that wheel. Like you have force, torque in that wheel. You have definition in that wheel. Then you have a seat that emulates the seating position of a racing car. And then you have attachments that you can put onto these seats and you can get the movement of that car. You got a physical shifter. You have a handbrake. You have ways and different ways you can mount your monitors. You can do a triple monitor. You can do a ultra curved, super ultra wide monitor, or you can do VR and be inside of these cars. Whew. The rabbit hole is deep, but the rabbit hole is satisfying when you find the light. And hopefully this shed some light on your, exploration of sim racing. My name is CJ. A ton more content coming. Whew. It's been a long journey. Oh, and this is not over. This is just the beginning.
Never switch on the homies in the day ones. They didn't wanna open doors, so we made some. Take a bow on these haters like I'm Trey Young. That direct deposit hitting like a bass drum. Incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming. Never switch on the that I came up with. Ay. No new friends with the same old clique. Ay.